On January 18th, Alex Kister released Volume 2 of the Mandela Catalogue, a continuation of his phenomenal analog horror web series. If you are not aware of what the Mandela Catalogue is and enjoy horror media, I'd highly suggest you watch the original videos before you watch this one, as they are absolutely masterfully crafted pieces of analog horror. Or you can watch one of the many videos analyzing and breaking down the series. If you'd like a brief summary, the Mandela Catalogue is an analog horror web series created by Alex Kister with religious and demonic undertones. It blends sci-fi, horror, and fantasy really well, and again, I'd really suggest you guys take a look at this source material because it is amazing. My personal favorite video talking about this series has been uploaded by Wendigoon, and I've linked both the original channel featuring the Mandela Catalogue videos and Wendigoon's video below. In this video, I will be summarizing the events that take place in this installment of the Mandela Catalogue, as well as talking about my own theories, thoughts, and providing some explanation with a little bit of rambling in between. Take everything I say with a grain of salt, as a lot of things featured in this series are up for interpretation and debate, so if anything I say sounds wrong to you, let me know. I would love to have a discussion about it. Without further ado, let's get into the summary. In the winter of 2009, two men, named Adam Murray and Jonah Marshall, are wanted by the FBI for being associated with an organization known as the Bythorn Paranormal Society. The reward for the capture of these two men is $100,000. Their description changes, with them now being referred to as victims 3 and 4 respectively. Adam and Jonah receive a phone call from an unknown caller asking to schedule an appointment. The caller states that they can hear their dead cat, Johnny, who passed away years ago. Adam and Jonah are skeptical at first, though quickly change their minds when the caller offers them $500 a night for 3 nights. An overly specific and extremely convenient sounding offer to most of us, but unfortunately, Adam and Jonah don't seem to be as smart as most of us. They take the offer and make their way to Mandela County, which is totally not a place filled with horrifying shape-shifting entities. Along the way, more is revealed about their backstories. Their car breaks down and they have to decide whether to attempt to fix it or steal another one. They fix it and go ahead with their journey. It is revealed to the viewers that Adam and Jonah are skeptical of the existence of alternates, as they have never encountered one, in spite of the fact that they receive many calls about alternates. Jonah claims that it could be mass hysteria, but we all know that's unfortunately not the case. Jonah seems to be a little naive. Adam then reveals that the reason they are on the run from the government is because they are using electrical equipment which has been outlawed. They arrive at their destination on January 12th and head inside searching for the cat. Adam seems to be a fearless character, while Jonah seems to be more reserved with this type of stuff, and honestly, smarter than Adam. He also claims that he's allergic to cats, which is why he won't join Adam inside the house. Good for you, Jonah. They find a locked door, it being the only locked one in the house. Jonah suggests tearing it down, but Adam disagrees and they leave the door locked. The next morning, they discuss if anything substantial happened, coming to the conclusion that nothing of importance really occurred. Jonah begins having second thoughts, feeling uncomfortable about the house and the entire situation. He then suggests leaving and telling the caller that they were present for the full 3 nights, because he dislikes it. If I may add, again, the 3 nights thing is extremely stupid. Like, why so specific? If a ghost is going to show up, why wouldn't it just show up on the first night? 3 nights just seems way too convenient to me, especially for $500 a night. But I'm not an esteemed member of the Bythorn Paranormal Society, so maybe I'm stupid and I don't know anything. Anyways, the GPS camera then begins to glitch out with a scream coming from the house, displaying the message error 333. Jonah, who is extremely shaken, suggests leaving, while Adam is intrigued and claims he thinks there's something deeper than a cat here. He states that Jonah is overreacting and heads back into the house. Great choice, Adam. On night 2, January 13th, we're given this message, which reads, "The exposure to the blank causes great increase in video corruption and deterioration." It then cuts to Adam questioning whatever entity resides in the house and conversing with Jonah. Then, Jonah screams about something being behind Adam repeatedly, which definitely means that there definitely isn't an alternate. Totally, definitely, 100%, no alternate at all. Jonah asks what he did wrong, and Adam, for some reason, dismisses it. An entity whispers that they've been watching Jonah and that they can see him. The video then cuts to an inserted video of the biblical Adam taking a bite of the apple from the Garden of Eden. He then says, "It was good, but suddenly I feel kind of scared. There is actually definitely no symbolism here." We then cut back to Adam taking a picture and saying he's heading to bed. A voice in the house says, "You follow the shepherd. You are a fool. Follow my voice instead. You will find great happiness. Wake up, Adam. Do not make me wake the others." Camera 3 glitches out, prompting Jonah to ask Adam to check it out. Adam complies, and we see the curtains are now wide open. and I swear I did not shit my pants watching this in bed at midnight with the lights off. I don't know why you'd think that. The camera then flashes with brief moments of black screens and a door creaks open in the darkness. An entity comes into the open and says, "Open your eyes," and we are then greeted by this beautiful specimen, before a dark screen interrupts him. At this moment, the captions read, "Patients report multiple sleepless nights after their symptoms initially become apparent." It is not difficult to avoid, however, the patient must try to actively seek it out. The video then cuts to a black screen with the caption image 333 and my reaction to anything and everything Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox do. We then see Jonah communicating with Adam through the image captions, asking him why he didn't return after talking to it, which I'm going to say is the alternate. After some pleading remarks from Jonah, Adam tells Jonah that the locked door is now open and he can hear the cat, and that is definitely 100% a cat and not an alternate because Adam is very smart and a genius. We are then reminded that nothing is worth the risk. After that, we're given this phenomenal exchange, which I'll let you watch for yourself because the performances are absolutely stellar. So, here you go.
Did you just pick that up? What's the matter? Cat got your tongue?
Don't. Just don't, okay? Please.
Oh, so now you're taking this seriously.
Dude, I don't know what you want from me. I'm as serious now as I've ever been.
This whole time, huh? So you fucking with me was you being serious?
I get that I screw around sometimes, okay? But that's just what I do.
Well, maybe it shouldn't be.
Look, man, I'm just devastated that I'm not as broken as you still are with everything that's happened, and I'm sorry that I can't keep helping you carry this burden.
What does that have to do with anything?
But I'm reaching my fucking limit here. These things have taken so much away from us, yet you still run to them every chance you get.
No, I don't.
Fucking listen to me! You're not invincible, okay? I know you thought that when we started doing these fucking death marches, and nothing happened, and I get it, but this right here is real, and you should know that more than anybody.
What's that even supposed to mean?
I wish we never looked for your because she is dead and gone, and we were never gonna get her back.
What did you just fucking say to me?
And I'm sorry that these are the lives that we lead today, but Adam, if you walk down those stairs, you'd be joining her. And if by some miracle you come back out, I don't think you'd be yourself, and I'm telling you right now that I won't be here to confirm that.
Well then just fucking leave then! Leave!
From this we can infer that Adam and Jonah started the Bythorn Paranormal Society looking for somebody or something, and their early days were uneventful. However, they have now found something that really is terrifying, and Adam should know better than anybody how dangerous it all is. Jonah finishes the conversation with an apology for the lives that they both lead, but says that he will no longer stick around to see if Adam survives or not because Jonah is, understandably, shitting his fucking pants. As we saw, Adam then politely asks Jonah to leave and enters the room alone. In the room is a lone television with a picture of a cat on it. It then cuts to the face of the intruder from Intruder Alert. Adam asks it, "What are you?" and it asks him, "You don't remember me?" And then plays a music box tune. Next we hear someone asking Adam, "What have you done?" He responds by saying he did the right thing. The alternates remind him that nobody is coming to help him and nobody knows where he is. Adam calls out for Jonah, but he's already gone. The alternates ask Adam if he understands. We cut to a video of Jonah driving away with the radio on, but the radio isn't working properly. Jonah hears a voice taunting him, telling him what he did to Adam. He left him alone. He is then repeatedly told to open his eyes with the error 333 flashing on the GPS camera. Jonah then leaves the car and seemingly is killed by an alternate. And that brings us to the end of the Mandela Catalogue Volume 2. Now, I'm going to present my theories and what I think is going on in this installment, as well as in the larger world of the Mandela Catalogue universe. Again, I'd like to preface my interpretations by reminding you to take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt, because this is just my perception and understanding of the video and the series as a whole, and it can and probably will completely differ from yours and what you think, which also, I'd like to say, is another thing I absolutely love about analog horror. It's extremely open to interpretation, and it will impact different people in different ways. So yes, everything I'm saying right now could be complete bullshit and I'm just a dum-dum head, or I could be right and smart brain, big brain about everything. It's all up to you to decide, you legend. Also, please forgive me if my ideas and thoughts come off as a little disjointed or random. I kind of just wrote everything I thought down as I rewatched the video. Anyways, let's get into it. So, first things first, I want to talk about the use of the word victim to refer to Adam and Jonah. This kind of suggests that somebody is conducting an investigation, as Mark and Caesar were referred to as victim 1 and 2, and Adam and Jonah are victim 3 and 4. It seems to me that someone is looking into these events and collecting their own information. Yeah, that's the word. Creating their own dossier of information that happens, or stuff that happens in the Mandela Catalogue universe, to create a way to fight back against alternates, perhaps. I'm not sure if every upload is just the information they've collected, or only snippets of the uploads are the actual information collected, but it's interesting nonetheless. Who could this mystery investigator be? Next, the latest time frame is established as 2009, which is when what I'll call the BPS incident happened. In this modern age, everyone is accepting of the existence of alternates almost as if it's simply a facet of life, which is kind of depressing. The earliest reference of alternates by humans that we have seen was in 1981, as seen in the video, The Think Principle. Of course, before this video came out, we already know that they've been around for decades. Of course, before this video was released to the public in the Mandela Catalogue universe, they've probably been around for decades. In 1992, the incident with Mark and Caesar happened. While they've probably been around for thousands of years, based on what we see in Overthrown, we can at least definitely say they've been around for 28 years. I and many others think that they've been around much longer and are most likely extensions of the devil, or demons themselves, because of what we see in Overthrown as well as in Exhibition. I'd also like to add that from here on out, I'll be referring to the entity that calls itself Gabriel as Faux Gabriel, or Satan. And he'll come up a few times, because, of course, I believe that he's Satan, and Satan fooled the shepherds. In Exhibition, we see Faux Gabriel ask Noah to bring another creature on the boat, which probably was when the alternates finally came into the world. I'm, again, assuming that they're a form of demon, perhaps, because, as we've already seen, there have been several religious themes throughout this web series. In the video Exhibition, at 7 minutes and 11 seconds, the captions read, 2 Corinthians 11:14, and no wonder, for Satan disguises himself as an angel of light. So, Satan invaded our planet and disguised himself as an angel. After this, he created or brought alternates into the world and put them on Noah's ships. This allowed them to spread, and by the time Noah realized, it was too late. That's a comforting thought. So, it seems that they have been around for thousands of years. I'm not sure why these alternates took so long to be properly documented, but it might have had something to do with the popularity of televisions. These things are quite smart. So I'm assuming they saw how popular televisions were getting during the 80s and decided to use them as a medium for whatever their purpose is. Just fun psychological torture, I guess. As for what they did prior to this, I'd wager that they used other methods to torment their victims. They were probably just thought of as demonic entities and superstitions, or dismissed as mental disorders. And that's not to say that mental disorders should be dismissed. I'm just saying that humanity doesn't have the best track record of treating people with mental disorders well. But the popularity of televisions probably skyrocketed the alternate encounters because of the reach that electronics have on the world. Next, I want to touch upon Jonah and Adam. It seems to me that they started this society because Adam never really feared alternates. We can infer from the video that they've been looking for alternates for a while, but by this point they haven't really found any, which is probably why they're beginning to become skeptical about them. I'm unsure as to how long they've been doing it, as well as how they were able to avoid the alternates if they were ever scared of them. Because as we see, Jonah is pretty scared of them. And if they've been together for this long, then they should have encountered an alternate. But I digress. Again, touching on the fact that they were able to avoid them, that could allow me to make the assumption that they just weren't scared. So, I may be wrong and they may have just started up recently, which is why they're wanted by the FBI. The government has outlawed electronic equipment as they're aware of the alternate's abilities to travel through the spectrums that these devices use. Screens, mirrors, and other items have been banned from use to prevent more deaths by alternates. I think that during this video, an alternate even enters the GPS and possesses it, because if they can possess mirrors and TVs, who's to say they can't access GPS cameras? So there's definitely an alternate in the GPS, because come on. Come on. Even GPSs have been outlawed by the government. That's a weird word, GPSs. Anyways, the familiar glitchiness prevalent in the GPS camera throughout the video is definitely an alternate possessing it. Again, Come on. Along with the ever-prominent error 333, which I'll touch upon a little bit later. Thus, it's a possibility that the reason they haven't encountered an alternate is because they didn't have access to this equipment before. Though I doubt that, because electronic spectrums are not the only way alternates interact with their victims, so it's probably more likely that they just, again, weren't scared of them. I might be reaching here, though. There's also a possibility that Adam and Jonah are just on the run because they respond to alternate calls when nobody is supposed to. The way to deal with alternate calls in this universe is to just let the victim die, unfortunately, because nothing is worth the risk, after all. So maybe because they respond to these alternate calls, they are wanted. It's probably a mix of both reasons. Another thing a lot of people noticed is that the house Jonah and Adam are called to is almost definitely Caesar's house from the first season, where Mark died. I'm assuming that the alternate or alternates that killed Mark and Caesar, or made them kill themselves, used this place as a base of psychological torture operations and stayed attached to this place, which is interesting in its own way because it suggests that alternates can attach themselves to a physical space. Now, I'd like to touch on a theory that a lot of people have proposed, that I kind of agree with. Adam is the missing child from Intruder Alert. This theory has a lot of evidence behind it. First and foremost, the relevance of the county of Bythorn is interesting. Adam and Jonah are, after all, the Bythorn Paranormal Society, and Bythorn was at the top of the list in the Intruder Alert video. While it could be a coincidence, most things in these types of series are never done unintentionally. Further evidence comes in the form of the intruder's conversation with Adam. The intruder asks if Adam remembers him or it, and then proceeds to play some very nice and comforting music box music. Definitely not terrifying, implying that they have met before in some way. The use of the music box music implies that Adam was kidnapped as a child. I'd wager that the reason Adam is alive is probably because babies don't fear alternates, or are unable to, which prevents the alternates from directly impacting the children. So the only reason Adam was kidnapped by the intruder was to torture his mother, who then killed herself because she was distraught at the sight of her missing infant. Or maybe he wasn't even kidnapped and the alternate just made her think he was, which honestly makes sense to me because they used psychological torment. I don't know the extent of their abilities. If they can create a fake reality in someone's mind and make them believe something that isn't true, that's a horrifying thought. And maybe they did that to her, which is why nothing ever really happened to Adam. Maybe the 3,426 missing children never really were missing, and the alternates just made everyone think they were missing. It's a possibility, though probably unlikely. Which one do you guys think it is? Either way, what a fun time. The theory that Adam is the baby from the Intruder Alert is further backed up by the beautifully performed conversation between Jonah and Adam at the end, where Jonah implies that they were looking for someone and she is dead and gone. Maybe the reason Adam started looking for the alternates was to try to find his very dead mother. Another point I'd like to discuss is the number of alternates in existence. Again, if they are demonic entities, there should be many of them, but they all could be an extension of Faux Gabriel. Maybe a hive mind of some sort. All of their end goals seem to fall in line with the simple act of torturing humans, which again is in line with what demons do. I do believe that there are multiple alternates of different classes, as has been revealed by Alex, and these different classes can achieve different things. It's also possible that one entity could take on many forms. When the intruder says, "Do not make me wake the others," near the end of the video, it probably confirms the existence of more than one. I'll try to list the ones we know of so far. So, there's Faux Gabriel, who I think is also the intruder. I'll talk about that in a bit. There is the alternate that killed Mark, the alternate in Mark's drawings, the alternate in the TV and exhibition, who again I think is Faux Gabriel. The new alternate who shows up to Adam in the house, the alternate caller at the start of the episode, because that caller was definitely an alternate. And I already made that clear in my summary. May have missed one, and some of these might be the same alternate, some of them might not be. There does seem to be one alternate at the top of everything though, which is of course Faux Gabriel. He seems to hold a lot of power, which makes sense because he's probably like Satan. It's likely that there are a few hundred of them around, if not thousands, around the planet. Now, here's a cool little fact. Most of us know the significance of the number 666, right? It's the number of the beast. Nowadays, people assign it to the devil and evil things. However, the number 333 keeps coming up. I could say that 333 times 2 is 666, and yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, devil, whatever, right? What you may not have known is the significance of the number 333 in the Bible. I'm gonna say you may not have known because I didn't know, and I don't want to feel stupid. Thank you. There are many interpretations of this number. However, the one I believe holds the most significance is that the number 333 symbolizes the Holy Trinity of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. This goes back to the ideas of Satan's infiltration of humanity by fooling them into believing he was God, or the angels, or something along those lines. We see many prophetic and biblical figures in these videos. The number 333 being tied to ideas of the three sides of God is interesting, as in this universe, the devil has taken his place. Furthermore, a Reddit post by u/ThunderChungus1999, great username by the way, made an interesting point. Their post will be linked below. It reads as follows. Something I noticed is that at the end it says error code 333. 333 can refer to the angelical number implying a proper path in life, thus taunting Jonah for having brought Satan another soul and also motivating him to kill himself out of guilt, allowing for a similar purpose. Also, it kinda has a double meaning, with choices that advocate for self-destruction having become recognized by the alternates who have taken the positions of the angels. I couldn't really think of much else for this point, so let me know if you guys come up with anything. Nonetheless, it is a pretty cool point. Interestingly, at 1425, the captions read this. Patients report multiple sleepless nights after their symptoms initially become apparent. It is not difficult to avoid, however. The patient must try to actively seek it out. This could be referring to a way to combat the alternates. If this means what I believe it to mean, the way to fight back against the alternates is by facing them head on. Facing your fears, in a sense. This could be why Adam never succumbed to the alternates and survived as long as he did. He actively sought them out. As Jonah said, he kept running to them again and again. I also believe this to be related to metaphysical awareness disorder, the disorder referred to in the video of the same name. The symptoms here are probably referring to MAD. When patients are afflicted by MAD, the way to combat it could be by facing the alternates head on instead of succumbing to your fear. Interesting inclusion. Now, touching back on the topic of Faux Gabriel, I do believe that the intruder from Intruder Alert and Gabriel from Overthrown are one and the same. The reason I believe this is because their voices are the same eerie, uncomfortable whisper. Additionally, this alternate seems capable of existing on multiple planes. We see him on the TV as well as in a physical space during the Intruder Alert video. He also existed as an angel in Overthrown and Exhibition. This ability seems unique to this entity, as most other alternates are classified according to the specific abilities that they use, and this one uses multiple abilities for multiple classifications. Again, it could be a coincidence that these things line up the way they do, or that I see them line up the way they do, but I do think that the original Faux Gabriel, or whatever spoke to Joseph and Noah, is the same entity. It holds a lot of power, as it is probably Satan, after all. And furthermore, it seems to be controlling all of the events that are happening, kind of like the head of everything. It fooled everybody's weak minds and took over everything, and his modern evolution led him to the television. Maybe because of how convenient it is to use for whatever his end goals are, or maybe just because it's terrifying. Maybe he just enjoys tormenting everybody, or maybe he has something bigger planned. I hope to find out soon enough. And finally, depressingly enough, I believe that both Adam and Jonah are now dead. They are referred to as victims, and Jonah's struggled gasp at the end did not bring me any comfort. It's possible that Jonah had a heart attack and just dropped dead from the stress or the fear, which is how they killed him, and Adam was tormented until he left the planet. In a sense, Adam is an astronaut now. Again, it's likely that I've misinterpreted some things and I'm getting some things completely wrong, so you guys should definitely let me know what you think about this installment, what you understood from it, your theories, and your thoughts, because some things I said here are kind of stupid brain, and I realize that now, so yeah. If you couldn't already tell, I absolutely love the Mandela Catalogue. It is beautiful. I adore the genre of analog horror in general and the unsettling and eerie nature of it, and this series takes everything about the genre that I love and makes it even better. Alex is a true master of analog horror, and I both love and hate everything about the series. There are still a lot of things to unpack, and definitely things that I've missed. I've watched the new episode numerous times, and there are still things that we have yet to uncover. Again, Alex is phenomenal at what he does, and his storytelling is simultaneously extremely nuanced and subtle and very in your face. So I'm sure there are things that I haven't even realized. So I'd really recommend that you go watch it for yourself if you haven't, and if you have, tell me what you think, because I would love to hear your opinions. Let me know in the comments and we can have a discussion about it. And now for some personal channel updates. So, it's been a while since my last upload. Again, this is a recurring trope we see on the Firefly channel, but we're not going to talk about it because I am embarrassed. Anyways, I took some time to really reflect on what I wanted to do with this channel, and I settled on mysterious, horror, existential, and just interesting content like this. Basically, whatever I find interesting. I like to talk about it. From everything from religious concepts to old world ideals and conspiracy theories and just a bunch of really cool stuff. So I hope you guys will stay tuned, because I just kind of want to talk about whatever I find cool, and I don't really want to put myself in a box or try to force myself to make something that I don't want to make, because none of us are going to enjoy that. So I was really inspired by creators like Wendigoon, as you could probably tell, and Nextfo, as well as other creators on that side of YouTube, the dark side of YouTube, if you know what I mean. And I just want to make content like that, as well as other stuff, just like whatever, you know. I'll still upload video essays, analyses, and other types of content, but I think instead of restricting myself to one type of video, I'd like to just use my time to make whatever I enjoy. That can range from gameplays to covering analog horror channels to talking about conspiracies. I'll do whatever I can with the time I have, and I just hope that you guys enjoy whatever I make. If there is anything you'd like to see me cover or talk about, do let me know. You can contact me on Twitter or Discord and just send me a message, send me something cool, and I'll check it out. Maybe make a video on it. I appreciate every single comment and every thought you guys have about what I make, so please let me know. I also want to thank you guys for all the love on the Arcane video, and for over 250 subscribers. It's an insane milestone for me, and it really warms my heart. When I think about over 200 people following my channel, it just feels absolutely insane to me. 200 individuals came to my channel and decided to subscribe to me, and that means so much to me. I appreciate every single one of you more than I can put into words. I don't know how consistent I can be, because I will be moving to Canada by the end of January, and university is taking up a lot of my time, but regardless, I'll do my best to push out content if you guys keep coming back for it. You all are amazing. There are so many more things I want to say, but my brain is going to shut down, so I'll leave it here for now. I love you guys. That's all I have to say for this video. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it, consider subscribing if you're new, and click the notification bell so that you never miss my uploads. My Twitter, Discord, and other socials are linked below, so come by if you'd like to join the Lighthouse community. I also occasionally stream on Twitch, so drop in if you'd like. It'd mean the world to me. Thank you all so much for stopping by. Don't forget to look for the light, and goodbye for now.